Hello all. Time to check in again. So it's been 2 days since my last catch up. Since then, I have travelled a bit and done a bit. So let me just regain my thoughts. I suppose last time I saw you was Muscadet and Pascal Janvier. Then the next day we went down and visited someone that I was actually genuinely excited to see, Chateau de Bonnezeau. So Chateau de Bonnezeau usually renowned for quite sweet Chenin Blancs. However, these guys, with the sort of 60, 70, 80-year-old vines, organics, biodynamics, making dry Chenins. Now, I'd heard a lot about them, and they had claimed from numerous sources a sort of a unicorn wine status. That is a wine that is uber rare and just an outlier to the variety of the region, which just it's so good it boggles the mind. So high expectations, and went there and tasted, and nothing short of incredible. I suppose the only way I can really sort of explain it is when you offer to pay for 2 vintages in advance. In a cash flow poor world of the wine world, it sort of explains just how good this wine was. It just boggled the mind. Then from there, drove to Montlouis-sur-Loire, which is on the opposite side of the river from Vouvray. Probably a little bit less to find, less drive, still wonderful wines. Lisa Bertrand Jousset. The wines are really good. They don't probably fit in either camp of progressive minimal intervention, even though they are, or the classic sort of side of the business. So I don't know how they will work. Just back on Chateau de Bonnezeau, they've got a few options and they're just deciding. So I'm a bit anxious. The wines are remarkable and I love them. Now, the next day, which is today. Okay, so I'm not jet lagged. I've actually escaped jet lag completely. However, I've done a lot of driving. So the first week, Loire Valley, then Chablis, it's just a lot of driving. So there's no time to catch up. There's no time to go back over notes. This morning started off with seeing a young Quebecan by the name of Alexis Houdon. So I met him. His wife is the daughter of Domaine Merlin-Cherrier, Thierry Merlin-Cherrier, and the wines are seriously good. Minimal intervention, exceptional. Then went and visited his bonsoir. Ouh.
Bientôt apéritif.
Gougère.
Gougère maison.
Oh, parfait. Merci beaucoup.
Je vous en prie.
It's warm. C'est bon. And as always, Thierry's wines are just classic and clean and just straight down the line, just magnificent. We always look at a couple of older ones. Went out for lunch with him and his son-in-law, Alexis. Had a beautiful lunch. Then went and visited our Puy Fumé producer, Domaine de Finquiots, or Jean Pabia. Again, magnificent wines. They're getting better and better. The age release stuff is as fresh as anything. And then went and saw one of the rarest producers in the world, the man Edmond Vetan. Edmond Anne Vetan. Edmond's the father, Anne's the daughter. 1 hectare exactly, called Clos La Niore, and Sauvignon Blanc, but it's such an outlier. So when I was talking about unicorn wines before, this truly is a unicorn wine. This is probably the definition. This is the holy grail of wine. Rarer than Côte-Jury. Maybe it doesn't reach the heights that Côte-Jury do from Meursault, but in terms of rareness, it is remarkable. It is bizarre that we could go there. It's a visit like that, and the day before Chateau de Bonnezeau, that can stop you in your tracks and revert emotion, particularly when driving into just outside of Chablis and Burgundy, where the landscape changes and it becomes a little bit more emotional, intensely emotional. You don't come to Burgundy without feeling something. There's a reason that the monks in the 1100s believed that grape growing here was a direct message from God. Bizarre. But I'm not going to say where I am, but it is a restaurant that was incredibly not famous, because you need to. I'm not allowed to say what it is on social media. It's remarkable. This is the wine list. 4,000 Burgundy wines, back to very old, and remarkably cheap. Remarkably. This is my favourite place on earth. It's just outside of Chablis, in the middle of nowhere. So I'm a kid in a candy store. So that's why I'm having just a beer, because when you have so much intense emotion in 2 days, playing Ludovico and Nadia in the car on the way here when it's such a beautiful afternoon probably didn't help. You just need to just step back and relax. Anyway, I'll post a few photos on the email, and all the best. I'm going to decide what bottles I'm going to consume. Busy day tasting in Chablis tomorrow. Until then, all the best.